Why is this guy getting involved? Hey, Charlie Kirk's just been killed. Let's interview the Prime Minister of Israel. That's what we need to do. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. An earthquake has happened in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is already recovering from war and sanctions, so they need our help even more. So please donate. Link that I will be providing in the description below. So we all know what's happened to Charlie Kirk by now. It's all over the news. Everyone's discussing it. I think Omar Suleiman has encapsulated the situation really well. He says, I don't condone his killing. I won't participate in his mourning. So this is pretty much the mainstream view of, I would say, balanced people. Because on the one hand, you have certain people that are going to extremes and saying, we're praying for him and, you know, he was a brother and he was amazing. And you're going to see that side. And then on the other side, you got people going, yes, it's good he's dead. Yes, serves them right. It was about time, mate. So on the one hand, as a Muslim, obviously you can't pray for someone that was insulting the Prophet, thinking that the religion was a curse of sorts, calling the Prophet, peace be upon him, Epstein with an army. Like, it was ridiculous. He was an individual that had opinions, voiced those opinions, and for him to get shot in front of everybody like that is not right. Because if it's okay for him, it can happen to anyone. And there are loads of people, whether they're on our side of the political spectrum or on the other side. What does that now mean? That if you disagree with someone's political or religious views, you can just kill them on the street like that? So like I said, a lot's being discussed about it, and there's a lot of things for us to learn from this, and a lot of hypocrisies. And because this is something that's been covered a lot, there's a lot to learn for us. So I compiled a lot of the information so we can go through it. This is one of his tweets. He only did it literally a day before, and he said, Islam is the sword the left is using to slit the throat of America. And a brother says, sad irony, his last words were violence, which is a fair point. This was another tweet in which it was said, I'm not gonna name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. What a surprise. And let's see what he's saying over here.
The behavior by a lot, both privately and publicly, are pushing people like you and me away. Not like we're going to be pro-Hamas, not like we're going to, but we're like, honestly, the way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. I am learning biblical Hebrew and writing a book.
How ironic. Anyone who shows any opposition or questioning the narrative that Israel is trying to put forward, anti-Semite, anti-Semite, anti-Semite. That's why even Bassem Youssef was saying this term anti-Semite, people are literally taking it like a medal now. Because anyone who goes against their genocide, that's one of the slurs that's going to be propped up against them. Here he is calling the Prophet all sorts of vile and disgusting things. Here, I don't even want to play it. You guys can see some of the words on the screen, some of the vile, disgusting things that he was saying against the Prophet, peace be upon him. That being said, it does not excuse somebody getting shot in the neck. I don't think I've played some of those clips because a lot of people are being questioned about him, and I'm just seeing loads of people saying, oh, it's all right, he's been shot, he had it coming. Why? Because he was against LGBT, he wasn't exactly favorable for black people, he wasn't favorable for Muslims, he trivialized what was going on in Palestine. So a lot of his views were concerning. So for him to be put up as, you know, he's a regular guy, a moderate conservative. No, he wasn't. He had a lot of extreme views. Here's another clip.
I think the DOJ should immediately move to unseal all the Epstein documents in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah, everything.
So a lot of people are saying that because of his vote base, he was seen too much as a Trump simp, and he was in favor of the Epstein files being declassified and released to the public. Because of that, a lot of people are saying it was within Trump's best interest to kill him as well as Israel's, because he is one of the main reasons Trump got elected Trump, as well as other people, have said he had a lot of youngsters on board. Because of that, the guy, if he turned, would have been a big threat. This is an example that you guys can see. Look at this guy. He's just been shot and he's cheering. Yeah, that's not right. Yep, this guy, again, zoomed in.
Do you support his death?
I do.
You support his death?
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
On the day he died, you're here at a vigil for Charlie Kirk and you support his death.
That's not right. You can't be saying stuff like that. Again, this was another one in which he was talking about Jewish donors.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Look, some people say that he was causing a lot of fitna, yeah, a lot of issues. He's gone. You don't have to rub it in. You know what I mean? You don't have to say, yeah, I'm feeling happy and oh, the fantastic news. You disagree with him, you don't have to mourn for him. Yeah, but don't go to the other extreme or either extreme. Now, talking of extreme, let's see what Mr. Rabbi says.
Charlie Kirk was the Abraham of our times.
Don't know what to say, frankly. He managed to be a heretic in 3 different religions in one go. How did he manage that? Flippin' heck. What a useless rabbi.
Charlie Kirk never got angry at anybody.
Charlie Kirk never got angry at anybody. Let's have a look at Charlie Kirk never getting angry at anybody.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. No. What do? I get charity every single year. Crime like...
Yeah, he never got angry. Yeah.
At the core of the left, at the core of a liberal, is someone that would use the sword if they had it. They are very violent people at their core. They always have been. They can't debate. They can't have conversation.
This is a fair point, yeah? Whether it's the right that gets called violent, you know, a lot of attacks that happen, the right wing, the far right, they get labeled very clearly. It's the same with left wing as well. There are left wing extremists. Whether you look in the LGBT or feminists or whoever it is, of course, they are violent individuals. So yeah, I mean, he was somebody that had to, you know, interact with those people. This was a interesting clip. Charlie Kirk called October 7th an inside job. Yes, he did mention it being, or a stand down order being given. Which news outlet was the first to report his death? Oh, the Jerusalem Post. Conservative commentator Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Show me the timestamps of when media outlet reported Charlie Kirk's death. Jerusalem Post #1. And let's see, Netanyahu, what's it got to do with you? You know what I mean? Why is this guy getting involved? Why is Fox jumping? Hey, Charlie Kirk's just been killed. Let's interview the Prime Minister of Israel. That's what we need to do. Have you guys found the perpetrator? Not yet. We arrested a guy by mistake, but let's see what Netanyahu has to say about this. No two guesses who he's going to try and blame and what he's going to try to do.
He said, he wrote me a letter on May 2nd this year. He said, one of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization.
So, like we've mentioned, he was worried that Israel was going to kill him. So he's writing letters to Netanyahu, and Netanyahu's so stupid, he's literally reading out the evidence of Charlie Kirk pleading for his life. What a moron. Yeah, Netanyahu is so dopey.
A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday, I called him and I spoke to him and I said, please come to Israel. I invited him to Israel.
Yeah, so I was saying, look, the letter's not enough, frankly. You got to come to Israel and kiss the wall again. Yeah, because the last kiss has expired, frankly.
And sadly, that visit will not take place. But he was a defender of our common Judeo-Christian civilization. He was unbelievable.
Somebody made a very good point. This Judeo-Christian civilization only started from the 19th century. Before that, the Christians were pissed off when it came to the Jews. Yeah, okay, technically the Romans captured, but who told the Romans about Jesus?
He certainly didn't invite the violence, the horrible violence that tried to silence him.
Okay, let's see now. He's slowly transitioned onto the violence now, yeah? Who is he going to try pin this on? Because we know now that the perpetrator was a white individual. He wasn't a Muslim. He wasn't overtly a leftist. So what is he going to do? He wasn't Hamas, but this is a problem for him. He has to somehow pin it on them.
And this is a worldwide problem.
Huh?
The people on the the extremes, the Islamists,
Islamists. There we go. The Islamists. What an idiot. What a class A ceramic mug.
Radical Islamists and the
Radical Islamists. It wasn't enough for him to say Islamists. He was like, the radical Islamists, the terrorist radical Islamists, the extremist terrorist radical Islamists.
Their union with the ultra progressives, they often speak.
Ultra progressives, i.e. the left wing. That's what he's trying to do. Yeah, he's stoking communal tensions within America. What a piece of crap. Can't stand his ugly face. And
now,
talking of Israeli simps, here is another guy, Ben Shapiro. What is he going to do? Charlie's just died. What's he going to say?
Now.
What is he, having a fit?
It's still up to us.
Oh, up to us. Oh, are you going to take the torch now from Charlie? Because you believe Jesus is being roasted and cooking in his own feces. Charlie was a Christian. You believe Jesus is in the hellfire.
I saw a lot of rumors online today. I was made aware of this by my team.
Oh, yeah, because I'm so busy. I don't have time to look at these rumors. I have to distance myself away from the public because I'm sitting on the pedestal, mate. Yeah, my team told me. I'm just there watching paint dry.
That I canceled some sort of college tour.
Okay. He's trying to make it seem all about himself, mate.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I saw those rumors.
Huh.
They are false. I will be coming to college campuses, many of them this year.
Oh, Charlie Kirk's just died. People think I've cancelled my ones. By the way, I'm going to be going to college campuses. I'm going to put the dates there in the description. Make sure you turn up. By the way, who's died again? Ah, yes, Captain Kirk. I mean Charlie Kirk. Yes, so sad about that. Some people are saying that this again, the fact that Netanyahu's been propped up. Ben Shapiro is trying to replace him. These people, i.e. the pro-Israelis, seem to have more to gain from this. This adds to the case that Israel had something to do with it. Don't want to hear his helium voice. So these were the initial images. Now, of course, the images are much more clearer. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's not right. This is where he's encouraging the unsealing of the Epstein files. He was a bit conflicted with that. Donald Trump was on the call with him, told him to leave it. He then, i.e. Charlie Kirk, then made a video saying, look, Trump told me to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I trust him. So he was a big threat. Yeah, I think Trump himself, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, Trump himself, I think, said he was top 3 people that got him elected. This was the tweet that I was talking about. Look, Donald Trump, 3:02 p.m. and Netanyahu, 3:02 p.m. And Daniel made a very good point. He goes, you are able to pinpoint, locate Hamas and Iranian politicians using their phones in order to assassinate them. This is referring to the Israeli attack on Qatar, as well as the Iranian officials as well. Since you care so much about Charlie Kirk, why haven't you used that tech to find his killer? Absolutely, that's a fair point. They did try to initially blame it on the LGBT guys, but yeah, it's been proven to be false. Yeah, I was just before I started filming. The police or the officials are saying there's no clear evidence to suggest that he had these sorts of markings on the bullet shells. This is taking the piss. Trump, when he has to kill Charlie Kirk to stop people talking about Epstein. Yeah, it's a theory. Ramesh from Bihar, after hearing news about Charlie Kirk. Okay, now here's the hypocrisy. Yeah, now I've already said to mock his death, to celebrate his death is excessive. Yeah, if he is somebody you disagreed with, he's dead, that's it, khalas, you know what I mean? Now, the people on the right, they're saying, how dare you? Yeah, like Laura Loomer. She goes, Charlie Kirk's death will not be in vain. I will be spending my night making everyone I find online who celebrates his death famous. So prepare to have your whole future professional aspirations ruined if you're sick enough to celebrate this. People have highlighted her message when George Floyd was killed. She goes, congratulations to George Floyd on being 5 years sober today. Hypocrisy. Benjamin Netanyahu praying for Charlie Kirk. Maybe he's praying to the devil. So Brad Din goes, they lectured us about the dangers of the right. Then they cheered when Charlie Kirk died. It's a sickness. But then he's the same guy that goes, again, same thing. Congrats to George Floyd, 5 years sober. Somebody also said Charlie Kirk called George Floyd a scumbag. Yeah, Mehdi Hassan mentioned this as well. This guy who's saying, have some class and respect for the dead. Imagine it was your father that was shot and the whole media is making fun of it. The same piece of crap. Bye Gaza, when half of the people being killed and murdered there are women and children. The hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the theory pertaining Israel having a hand in killing Charlie Kirk isn't just some backdoor conspiracy theory. It's reached such heights that Netanyahu has had to address this. Have a listen.
Before I let you go, I want you to address one thing, and it's just the absurdity of it. Some of the internet rumors that somehow Israel is behind the Charlie Kirk murder, and I don't believe it for 1 second. But I want you to
If you don't believe it for 1 second, why are you asking him? There's all sorts of rumors. There's rumors that Charlie Kirk ordered that shooting on himself, but they're being dismissed as ridiculous conspiracy theories. The only reason you'd be wasting your time asking him was if it was gaining internet momentum, which of course it is. And this guy, I'm going to zoom into his face. Look when he's asked a question.
Address one
Look at that grin, that micro
it's
expression.
just the absurdity of it. Some of the internet rumors that somehow Israel is behind the Charlie Kirk
look at that micro expression.
murder, and I don't believe it for 1
Masking
second.
his joy. Now this is something, I think CJ Wellman made a good point. Now this article says America will take action against foreigners who glorify violence or otherwise make light of the shooting death of right-wing personality Charlie Kirk. In other words, they're going to be looking at tweets. Now the right wing says, being arrested for tweets? What is the world coming to? Well, you should really be able to tolerate the same hair now. Isn't it free speech? I thought you were in defense of free speech. I thought you wanted to protect free speech. Are people that are expressing themselves on social media, why should they have any consequences to them? Especially by the government of all people. So this is an interesting hypocrisy. Left wing or right wing, they're both wings of the same bird. You know what I mean? We have our own political system that we need to be talking about, which is the Khilafat. Alright guys, let's leave it there until next time. Assalamu alaikum.